love your privacy, I'll keep it hush, hush. I'll stay down low for you. I like when it's just you and me, I'll keep it hush, 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 baby. I know you love your privacy.
Hey guys, it's Courtney.
And Lex.
And you're here watching another episode of The Pleasure Is All Yours. If you have never listened to us before, we are here to encourage sexual liberation within the Black and queer community. Our goal here is just to laugh, to learn, to have some really interesting conversations regarding like what it is to feel pleasure and really just express to everybody else how the pleasure could be.
All yours.
All yours, babes.
Really and truly.
Yes, at its core. Hey girl, how you doing?
I just was saying a second ago, I got a wave of I need a nap o'clock. So that's where I'm at.
We
but
had some pretty strong drinks a few hours ago. And I think that's probably the culprit.
The two strongest drinks on the menu, actually.
That's what Nika said.
That's what Nika said.
Or anything.
Yeah, she was pretty. I liked her red streak.
If you're watching on YouTube today, it's giving really casual.
Giving really casual. We forgot the mic stands.
Okay. I feel like you didn't have to mention that. We could just been like...
I was going to say...
These high-tech ass couches.
No, wait,
My couch ain't never done that before.
Okay. Don't lean too hard, basically.
Okay.
Like lean, but
don't
don't lean too much.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Great. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we are not in our usual spot today. My house is full of animals and family members, so I thought we would come over here and spend some time in some quiet other than the AC. I'm a little worried about that. Okay, so if you've never listened to us before, after our intro, we like to start off with a pleasure moment where we discuss the best part of our week and like what made it the most pleasurable, experience we could have had that week. Yeah. So, Lex, do you have a pleasure moment?
I think my pleasure moment was just today, Sunday Fun Day. We did go and do an anniversary shoot. Courtney's not wearing her crown right now.
It was making my head hurt.
But we were wearing crowns, and then we went out and got drinks and appetizers. There we go. Perfect. Yes. But I think that was my pleasure moment, just like hanging out and being able to like see our vision come to life once again.
Definitely, because it's been 52 weeks coming.
Yes.
50 weeks, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess like I would say that's my pleasure moment, because it was a lot of fun and like our photographer is awesome. I can't wait to just, show you guys everything.
That session went longer than I thought it was going to.
2.5 hours.
Because she was obsessing over some of the looks that we did.
Yeah, she had a lot of ideas. It was great. I can't wait to link her so that if you guys are in this area in the DF Dub and you want to get some like very like...
Or you want to pay a bitch to travel to you.
Yeah, truly. Like if you want to get some good like Y2K, some good like just very like hot... cool girl shots. She's that girl. Okay, Bree. Shout out Bree.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that was my pleasure moment too. Probably. I'm trying to think of what else happened this week. I don't know. My cousin moved into for the month while she's transitioning from out of state, and so she has 2 dogs and a fiance, and that's been really funny and interesting to...
Dogs are very cute.
Yeah, they are. They're funny as fuck. They follow me around everywhere, and it's nice to have somebody excited to see you when you come home,
Yeah, that's like one of the best parts about having pets.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do your cats act like that? Like they meow meow?
Yeah, so like when I get home, Bean, he's just a sweet boy, so he will follow me around the house for the first couple hours that I'm home, but he'll definitely come and sit at my feet and he'll meow loud until I just pick him up and I just hold him and I'm like, hello,
I'm here.
I'm
alive.
here. Yes, I'm alive.
Everything is good here.
Everything's fine. That's basically it.
Love that.
Yes.
So after our pleasure moment, sometimes we'd have a fun fact. But, my week was busy, babe, and I can only find so many fun things to talk about. So this week, we do not have a fun fact, and you're just really going to have to sit with that, you know?
I feel like it'll be okay.
I don't know, me too. I feel like it
we're
has
really
to be.
we're really on top of it most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
I guess I could have looked up a little animal fun fact for you guys, but I don't know.
It's
wasn't in
okay.
the
I
cards for
appreciate the
today.
thought at least.
So if you haven't figured it out by the title or maybe the description of the episode, pleasure principle this week that we'll be talking about is dry spells.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. So,
Wah,
like,
wah,
not a very
wah.
sexy topic this week.
Yeah.
But, like, still a part of, like, your
Pleasure,
sexual
yeah.
identity and your pleasure, you know?
Absolutely.
We all have, like, little ruts, little slow periods, dry spells. So, we're going to get into that today.
Yeah.
And, you know, I personally, whenever I do a fucking outline, I like to start with, like, a definition. So, what is a dry spell? And it's obviously, like, in like the meteorology sense, it would be going a certain amount of weeks without rain. Average, I think, it said 2 weeks without rain is a dry spell.
Okay.
But in the sexual context, it is going days, months, or years even without a successful sexual interaction or the desire to have sex.
I feel like years isn't a dry spell. Baby, that's a drought.
Baby, that is a
Baby, that's a
famine.
drought.
Like,
That is, you need to call FEMA.
you know, unless it's intentional, I guess. Even then, though,
Yeah.
it's still pretty dry down there.
Yeah.
What's that like? Maybe they're masturbating. You
Yeah,
know,
because, you know, I know a few people that are not sexually active, but they masturbate quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. See,
Yeah.
and you know, I said, however you define your dry spell is totally up to you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start off this episode before we get into like, you know, the idea of a dry spell, what our definitions of dry spell were. So, for me, a dry spell is like not having the desire to have sex, but also having sex, but it not being satisfying, or like you're not, like even when you do complete the sex or complete the masturbation, it's lacking something. Like you just don't have the energy required to have a full orgasm or have a full pleasurable experience. That to me is a dry spell.
I think a dry spell for me is probably like similar, but it would probably be more so, yeah, definitely like the lack of desire to have sex like at all. And then I'd probably say just like that like feeling of feeling horny but not wanting to have sex. Like it's like I want to, but I also don't at the same time.
I just don't got it in me.
Like that's what it like, and it's like I don't know what it is about the sex that makes me not want to, or like what it is about the experience that makes me want to like chill out, not really want to, but like that's basically it.
It's like the lack of desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like mentally I want to,
Yeah.
but like I don't want to.
You cannot bring your body to just cooperate.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, but if you catch me in a good moment though, if you catch me at the right time, under the right circumstances, you could get me for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yo. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect segue. Because we were talking about this topic because I feel like I've been going through a little bit of a dry spell in the sense of like, I will crave sex and then when I get it, I'm like even just a little bit, I'm like, oh, man, I'm just like not really in the mood. I'm not really into it. Like I'll be like, ooh, I can't wait to do this. And then when I get there and we start, I'm like, and then I just kind of like trail it off, you know. I'm
And
like,
that's so
we're
difficult.
good.
That's so difficult to deal with because it's like I also don't. It's like I don't want you to feel like this is anything against you.
Yes. Oh my God. It's not a personal thing.
My coochie is closed right
She's
now.
closed for business. They're under construction.
Under construction for real.
Renovations.
Yeah.
You know, upgrades.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like I would say I've been going through that spell for maybe like 30 days at the minimum, maybe like 45 if I'm really thinking about it. But in between those 30 and 45 days, I've had like one or two moments where I'm very into it. One being last fucking night, thank God. I have not had a really full-bodied orgasm. But last night, I sure did. I was humping the shit out of that hand. And not my own hand, but one of my partner's hands. And it was fantastic. And it was a full-bodied orgasm. I felt so good. We fucked after that. and that was fantastic. But it did only last like maybe 30, 45 minutes. And after that, I was like,
Don't touch me.
I'm really good on it. I'm really glad I came those 2 or 3 times. I'm probably set on the sex for like another
couple weeks.
couple weeks.
Baby, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
I like masturbating, but I think that's more like put me to sleep. It's just something that feels
It's
nice
a self-soothing kind of thing. I feel like whenever I have an orgasm, it's definitely like more self-soothing than anything. It's like, yes, I do want to feel nice, but also I just feel like I need to self-regulate real quick.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I have to masturbate. I mean, I have to smoke before I masturbate.
Yeah.
Like pretty much no matter what. It's sad. I don't feel that way for sex, but if I'm masturbating, if I don't smoke, I'm not coming.
Oh my God, I actually did shrooms last night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was really fun, and like there was like towards the end where I'm like sort of coherent but really not. I was like, I wonder what it would like to use my favorite toy right now,
Yeah.
you know?
Which toy is your favorite right now?
My Laura DiCarlo Bocce.
Okay.
Exclusive because you can't get any more because she don't make shit. She discontinued. So, you know, real exclusive,
if you
girls.
girlies have a Laura DiCarlo, did we give one of those away?
No, we didn't because when we were going to, that's when she stopped and we ran out at the store.
That sucks for all of you guys.
Yeah, yikes. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I was using that one and I felt like, I don't know. It wasn't even because I was like, oh.
It's been a tough day.
Oh my God.
We've been working hard.
We've been working all day. It's not even because I was like horny or anything. It's literally because I wanted to feel what it would feel like to have an orgasm while I was on shrooms.
Ooh, and how was it?
It was amazing.
What? I feel like it'd be hard for me to focus. So, like, did you use your imagination or did you, like, use porn or something?
No, I mean, I had a picture.
Really?
Like, literally just a picture.
Like a mental picture or an actual picture?
No, like an actual picture. I was holding my phone. Yeah.
Of who? Not of who?
It's not of, like, it wasn't, like, of anyone. It was more so of, like, you know, like, Twitter porn and how they have, like, the pictures? Yeah. And so it was literally, like, 2 coochies, like, sitting, like, sort of, one, like, bent over, and then the other one just, like, on top of her. And she just, like, laying there, you know, and it's like coochie's glistening.
Oof. And that was all you needed?
That was all I needed.
Okay, and what did your orgasm feel like on shrooms? Ooh, we really need to do an episode on this.
It was like, I don't know, I felt like I really left my body for real.
Out of body experience.
Like, I feel like I left my body for real. I was like, oh my God, is this real? Like, is this really happening?
Did it feel more intense on shrooms?
Yeah,
Was it harder to get to? Did it take longer?
No, it didn't take longer. I actually feel like it took, like, record time for me. Like, it was, like, really quick and very, like, it felt like it was long, but I know it wasn't that long. I know it was just the shrooms that made it feel that way, but, like, I was like, oh, my God. Was I thinking about getting fucked at that point? No, not at all. But, like, the toy was really doing it for me.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
I recommend that if you do shrooms and you are, like, you know, chilling by yourself, whip out your fave. Get one going.
Yeah, I like those too.
This is so cute.
Yeah.
This is super cute.
Yeah, I can go with around. Like, I'm just gonna go.
No, and the braids too. Just do it.
It's
just
a
bring
look.
it together. Yeah.
Have fun.
Be safe.
Yeah. Excellent point.
Thanks.
Lex.
Thanks. You know, I do what I can.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a rotisserie chicken is done.
No, so like sometimes when they don't close the door all the way, the lock doesn't lock all the way.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we all have our different definitions of what a dry spell is. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as I'm going through these stats, maybe it doesn't apply to you, maybe it does. I don't know, girl. Make that assumption for yourself. So as a baseline, married and committed relationships go an average of 1 week without sex, like at a time. So they might go 7 days on average before they have intercourse again. And singles go an average of 2 weeks for females. And guess how long for males?
3 days.
No, 1 month. It really shocks.
I guess like when men consciously make the decision not to have sex, I feel like they go longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but also I feel like the fact that women had 2 times the amount of sex in this like research,
scenario,
it was 1,500 people, both European and American, that took part in this survey.
Okay.
And so of those 1,500 people, the average for females going without sex was 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I think that has a lot to do with prospects. Because, you know, women can, if you want it, you got it, pretty much. Like, for real, easy. Any kind of woman, they gonna fuck. You know, maybe not if you're gay, but maybe also if you're gay. But especially if you're heterosexual, it's really not hard to just go out. If you want sex, you can find whores. It. Yeah, they're whores. They're sluts.
Yeah. Then there's nothing wrong with that. I just wish I would admit it.
Yeah. Pull your panties to the side for me, your little boxers. Get up in there.
What? Because why your boxers got a hole in the front?
I know I gotta post one thing the right way, and you niggas is lining up.
Lining up in the DMs, literally.
Didn't. But anyway, so that was interesting to me. But I think that's just because, like women have better prospects. Women have more opportunities than men do. Because I think we're getting choosy. I hope that we as women are getting more choosy because these niggas are awful. And they're getting worse.
As choosy. I wish we would get really choosy.
Just really fucking choosy.
Yeah.
Then, like, I feel like the population would be at a standstill, which is also fine because global warming, climate change, you know?
Food.
Yeah. But I feel like these niggas really need to learn that they're awful. Yeah. And the only way to do that is to withhold sex and prevent them from having the opportunity to have sex with other live women. Because, they need to be taught a fucking lesson.
Everybody be saying I'm so harsh, but, you know, I'm following through with this.
This is my thing about Lex's harshness. Okay? She's harsh to the good ones and the bad ones.
No, I'm not. Which good ones have I been harsh to? I feel like when I meet a dude that's like pretty good, I still feel like I'm pretty nice to them.
As you're like, when I meet a good, he's pretty good. I'm pretty nice.
Yeah, because you're still a man, and I still need to keep you on your toes.
And there we go. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like you just treat them all like there's no like redeeming your.
No,
your
they're
sex,
redeeming. I know men that are really great, and I like to make jokes and like try to make them uncomfortable to see if it even makes them uncomfortable. Because if I say something weird and you're like, you also laugh, I made a mental note. You're weird.
Can you tell me one man that you think is great? And you don't have to say his name. Just tell me your relation to him, and I'll know who he is.
Let me see. I don't know. There are a few guy friends that I have that I think is great. Like the one that I just started working with, I think is pretty cool. Okay. Like, and I have great, chill, respectable conversation with him. But I still be throwing in little comments just like I do for white people because I need to make sure you're not one of those. And the only way for me to do that is to throw in a little comment that's going to throw you off. Like, I make a joke and you start laughing and I'll be like, oh, are you laughing because I'm a woman or because it was funny?
Oh, my God.
Like, you know, I just want to make them squirm a little bit. And they'll be like, oh my God, no,
Never.
That's not what I meant. And I'm like, okay, cool. So you get it.
You're funny. You're a funny bitch.
I just do it for my own amusement. Like, literally.
Sometimes I'll be listening to Lex. Like, I remember we were at this party. No, it was not at this party. We were at a party at my house.
That makes it worse.
And I'm not going to say that this person, like, he's not... I wouldn't put him on a good or bad list.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
I think he's just very neutral. Sometimes he has
that man is goofy.
Okay, I'm not saying he's not goofy. I'm just saying as far as like a bad dude, or like a dude that's super sexist, super homophobic, all these things, and a good dude that's none of those things, that is actively, you know, supporting women and supporting gays and supporting all those things that heterosexual cisgender men typically
ally,
a good ally.
Okay,
he doesn't fit any of those. He's just in the middle. Sometimes he's goofy. Sometimes he's really hot. Okay. Anyway, so at this party, he was playing. I don't know what he was playing, girl. He was probably playing some Lil Baby.
Oh, he was playing like a bunch of the same Drake songs, the slow ones.
Here's my thing: Drake to me at a house party is a hit. Like. To me,
but he was playing the slow Drake songs. Like that was my issue.
Like, if you put on Marvin's Room at a house party, I'm fucking. Like, no, I'm not fucking you. I'm just saying, like, whoever I'm with, I'm fucking. Like, I'm taking you to the back. I'm just saying, could do better. A little tequila in my system. Get him with a slow wine in the kitchen. Hell yeah. But anyway, this girl started clowning this nigga on his choice. She said, what the fuck is this? Why don't you play some Megan Thee Stallion? Where's the blah, blah, blah? I was like, oh my God. Like, and like when I say, like, I don't even remember half the shit you were saying, but it went on for like a minute or two where you were just like, nigga, this is the wrong decision. You should never be the
because
DJ.
He kept
Your whole music library sucks ass. And I was just like, damn. Because
then he was like, well, what if I play some Chris Brown? And I was like, that's
okay.
Even worse. Yeah, like you're literally not redeeming yourself here. All I told him, I said, you need to put some music on that bad bitches like to listen to. And I said, look around. Yeah. I literally said, look around the room. Look at how many bad bitches here. You're not playing bad bitch music. I'm sorry. I feel like somebody should have told him that. And excuse me for being concerned about the party.
There has to be a mix. There has to be some for the bitches and then some for the niggas to like
there are
get
songs
bitches
that,
or be like, hey, play Dreams and Nightmares. Like do something for the culture.
I feel like there are songs in the middle of that as well though. And like playing one or the other extreme is good, like in segments, but 3 songs and you didn't play the same vibe of Drake's song. Baby, this is a birthday party.
I'm dead. Either way, like Lex is gonna put these niggas through the ringer, and I'm not saying they don't ever deserve it, because sometimes they really do, and I like to see them squirm, especially my best friends when Lex be asking them questions and they be like, I'd be like, yeah, shut the fuck up, because
now you feeling goofy.
Yeah. But it's funny that on the show, I have to be like not the redeemer, but like I have to be, it's like switching sides a lot. Because I'm like, hey, but listen, guys, they're humans too.
I'm not saying they're not humans. I just feel like they get so much leeway all the time.
Yeah, I agree
that
with that.
Because they get so much leeway, that really justifies me not giving them much leeway, because the world already bends to you, John.
John, yes. Absolutely.
John being any John Doe walking around the motherfucking anywhere. Okay. The world bends to you. Like literally, I say something, nobody hears it. You say it and they're literally gonna hear it even though I'm the one who said it first. Like it just is so many things. So it is impossible, thinking about all the things that are stacked against, it is impossible for me to just be like, oh yeah, you're not, like you seem decent, so I'm like, yeah. Oh my God, you're great. Like, no, I'm not about to suck your fucking dick. Suck your own dick. Go find a bitch that really wanna stroke your ego to suck your dick, because I'm not about to do it.
And that's on period, bitch.
Yeah.
It is what a motherfucking is.
I need everybody to get on the train. I'm saying I have so many empty seats.
What's the train called?
The train is called Fuck These Niggas.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the train. I'm just like in the caboose, like waving at the niggas as we leave. Like, hey, I'm so sorry about that.
With the scarf and the tissue. Fucking farewell. Farewell. Bitch.
I cannot. I don't even know how we got on this fucking topic. Continuing on with some stats.
Yeah.
So research shows, and we've talked about this in like 100 different episodes of the Pleasures All Yours.
Yes.
Research shows that millennials and Gen Zers are having increasingly less sex than previous generations and experiencing dry spells more quickly within relationships. So millennials are having less sex than Gen X and baby boomers, and then Gen Zers are having even less sex than millennials. And I tried to think of like some reasons for that. And I think hookup culture, we can always say, is going to be the biggest reason. Like having instant gratification with your partners. Like you can just, when you're bored, when you're lazy, you can just hop on Tinder, hop on Her, hop on Hinge,
Tammy, whatever you want to use.
Whatever the fuck, and find somebody that will meet you around the corner or meet you at the local bar or go out on Saturday night and y'all fuck and you can just move the fuck on.
Yeah.
It's the quickness of it all. And then, like, when you're in relationships, if you're experiencing a dry spell, and sometimes I honestly feel like I have this issue, I'm like, something is always better around. Like, am I missing out on, like, what I could be having right now? Like, so you always have, like, 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the door, kind of.
I think for me is, I feel like for me, whenever I'm going through a dry spell, it's like a multitude of reasons, my mental health being like usually the biggest one. But I also feel like I'm always craving a certain feeling, like I'm always craving a certain something. And it's like I can't like manufacture a craving. Like I can't, yeah, I just can't manufacture a craving. So it's like hard, like a sexual craving, because I can't make somebody have what I'm needing or what I'm looking for. So
What is that craving though? Can you pinpoint it at all?
I mean, like, I feel like for the most part, like, yes, but like at the same time, no, because I don't know. Because I always want something like out of reach, or something that's a little scary for me, or something that like really pushes like my anxiety, like my boundary, which makes me anxious. And like, you know, how do you get over anxiety? You know, that one, especially lately, I don't know. But yeah, it's just, there's that, but it's mostly just like wanting things that I can imagine but can't like touch.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, what is missing?
Yeah.
What's the ingredient?
I know it's missing.
It's horseradish. Nobody ever considers that.
Mayonnaise.
It's Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
It's cayenne pepper.
Cheyenne.
So, you know, you started talking about reasons for your dry spells.
Yeah.
So I made a list of, you know, for everybody. For singles, it might be having a hard time trusting someone new.
Yeah.
Stress, you know, getting over a breakup. There's a lot of reasons why you as a single might be experiencing dry spells. Maybe you feel unattractive, you know. Maybe you're working on your self-confidence. Maybe you're coming out of an extremely intense relationship. For couples, it can be the lack of newness or spontaneity. Yeah. Obviously, you know.
You get into a routine,
and it's easy, especially when you're living together. I can only imagine. Yeah. I mean, I've lived with one partner for like 6 months, but I was so young that I feel like the sex was happening whether it needed to or not. You know. Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I've lived with one of my partners. Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? How quickly did the spontaneity like decrease?
I mean, I feel like we weren't having a lot of sex anyway to begin with. I feel like there was like maybe a week every few months where like we might be having an increased amount of sex, but we didn't really have that much sex. So there was that. And then they also would be pissed at me when I would masturbate. So it was like,
that's so crazy.
Fucking weird. They come home and I like forgot to put a toy away, and they'd be like, why didn't you just tell me that you wanted to have an orgasm? And I'm like, what? You want to wait till you get home? You want to wait 8 hours till you get home?
And then second of all, y'all haven't had sex in however many days.
And, you know, and like, I know everybody has sex differently, but I really like an enthusiastic bitch. I like a bitch that's like, this is great, that like I can hear. Like, I like to hear you. Yeah. And like, she just wasn't a very like sound-oriented individual. And that also had me real like, huh? But you know, you can feel an orgasm, like you can feel one. So I'm like, okay, like this is cool, but also like it's mad quiet in here.
Interesting. Physical distance from partner also makes a difference. I've been in 2 long distance relationships, and I will say it's really interesting getting back together with them. Like, you haven't seen each other all month and you plan a weekend to meet up or whatever, and you do. It's like you're learning each other, like, kind of every time. It's like, oh man, I haven't been around this person for 3 weeks, so I'm having to get used to these personality quirks. We're kind of like, you know, stumbling around our communication. Like, how do we interact in person? Yeah. It's kind of awkward when we're like this close and we haven't been this close for that long. Yeah. So that impacts your sex life. It impacts how good of a quality your sex life is. Yeah. So I can understand why that's a reason. And then of course major life changes, moves, you know, whether you're moving together, moving apart, death, family and kids and money, all those things couples probably experience on the daily can really affect your mental, which in turn is going to affect that pussy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag go listen to Mentally Health Hoes. Healthy Hoes.
Hashtag Mentally Healthy Hoes. That's a good episode. Season 1.
Yeah.
And then for everyone, I think lack of time is a big one that we face because we're all just working so much. We're trying to balance family. We're trying to balance friends. We just don't have the fucking time to be popping this pussy like we want to.
There have been times where, like, I have, like, gone over to a partner's house and she's been like, we've been talking all day about doing whatever and it just not happening because one of us will fall asleep. And, like, I genuinely, it's like, okay, a good naked snuggle, 100% down with. I'm never going to complain about it. But, yeah, I'd just be like, damn, I sort of was looking forward to an orgasm today. Or being on the opposite end and being like, oh, my God, I really actually wanted to give you an orgasm today. I didn't mean to fall asleep.
Yes.
And then you try to wake up early in the morning and that bitch is not trying to get up.
That morning sex be hitting though. Every time I've fallen asleep, I wake up at like 4 a.m. and go to Pound Town. I said, I just need a little power nap, you know? I'm back in the game now. And then medications and mental health, which we talk about quite a bit. How medications can affect your libido, how depression can affect your libido. You got to be right within to get it.
The power within.
You know?
The power within. Is that a SpongeBob? Yeah, that is SpongeBob.
Okay, so what do you fill your time with instead of sex? According to the research, this is how women spend their time. This is, people that identify as women. Okay. 46% masturbate. Okay. 41% sleep. 36% exercise. And 30% report binge watching a lot of like TV and movies. What was not on that list and one that I think I struggle with the most is fucking eating. I'm like, I told you, I'm a black hole. I've been a black hole lately. And I think that's what it is. Like, bitch, if I want it, I got it. I'm going to get that shit. I'm going to eat it at 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to eat it at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to eat it whenever the fuck. Yeah. It's bad. It's pretty bad.
Hey, I don't know. I feel like it's like, what other way do I cope then? Like, in what other ways do I cope here?
And I feel myself.
Yeah, because I don't want anything in my coochie, so don't feel that.
Gotta open up this mouth. Yeah. And not for
anything besides something yummy.
Not for
anything edible.
Tiny tacos.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've been really obsessed with those nerd rope bites.
It's funny. I just had some of those.
Those are so good.
Yeah, those are pretty
good. The funny thing about it
snack.
is I didn't like nerd ropes like themselves, but then I had the bites and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, they're delicious.
This is good as fuck.
It's kind of like you're pregnant, you know? Like that's how strong some of my cravings have been. Where I'm just in the middle and I like, oh my fuck.
And it's like now I'm rummaging through my fucking cabinets like a hungry raccoon.
I made a girl dinner the other night.
Dinner.
Some buttered noodles with some pepper on it. I said, this is gonna have to do because my craving for carbs was so intense. I ate like a whole little pot full of just some buttered noodles.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Girl dinner.
If you don't know what that sound is, just go on TikTok and type in girl dinner.
What's your favorite girl dinner?
What's your favorite girl dinner?
We'd love to know. Comment below. So yeah, I'm surprised eating wasn't one of them, but I guess those girls are too skinny to eat.
I guess.
How to pull yourself or your relationship out of a dry spell. Based on the research, talking with your partner across the board has worked both in heterosexual and homosexual relationships. 44% of homosexual or woman-loving women relationships have solved a lot of their dry spell issues by just talking it out, finding out why you guys stop having sex as much, find out how you can come to a solution together. Just the talking might make you more like aware that you haven't had sex in a while, and then you can make like an intentional effort.
Yeah, and I feel like shaming your partner for not like wanting to have sex will only make them want to have sex less.
Absolutely.
Like, because like I don't feel like it, and I'm aware I don't feel like it.
Yes.
And now you're pointing out that I don't feel like it, which means you're also now very aware that I don't feel like it. And now I feel bad because, like, you're still a person and you still have needs, and I want to fulfill those needs, but I can't right now. So
it's just not happening.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because tonight's Sunday, so another
Yes.
episode of 90 Day Fiancé comes out that I can watch when I get home.
Yes,
with my
perfect.
popcorn that I'm going to ask you to take me to get.
Of course.
And Gino and oh my god, I forgot her name, but she's from Panama, and she has this really fiery personality. He does not really want to have sex. He doesn't have a lot of desire for sex. He's 50. He's a little older than 50. He just has a very low sex drive in general.
He said, I don't have no testosterone.
Yeah, he doesn't have any testosterone pretty much. Like he's just struggling all around. He's a very meek man.
Yeah.
And she's so frustrated with him for not wanting to have sex that she yells at him, and she like tells him that he has like a dick that doesn't work, and like all these really mean things. And I'm like, this is not helping at all.
Maybe he likes that. Is it?
Here's the thing. I would also think that was a kink if I didn't see his face when she was stuck.
Aw,
he would just get so
baby.
like so like a turtle, like a baby turtle that actually had their shell smashed.
Oh no.
And they're just sitting there like, please help me.
No. I remember telling a partner that she was starting to make me feel obligated to have sex with her. Like me having sex with her was what was proving whether or not like I cared about her, and that definitely contributed to like my already like I'm not in the mood right now because there's like 1,045 things going on right now. But then like having something like that, you know, and I'm a touchy-feely person. So like sometimes I want to grab you. I want to grab your butt. I want to grab your boobs, and I'm not meaning anything sexual by it.
Start to something
Yeah,
more.
and sometimes you better calm down before you start something. I'm like, so let me just keep my hands to myself then. Yeah. Now you're wondering why I'm not being as affectionate, because I feel like every time I touch you, you go try to fuck me, and I am not with it right now.
Mismatched libido, or just like not being in the same place sexually, even just for that week.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, it really is, because then you're just having to convince the partner that it's not like you, or even if it is them, you know, that's something you have to work through too. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
I love a good relationship where your libidos are pretty much matched. Have I ever been in one? No. It's just, it never synced up for like a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like maybe my very first relationship, but I was 19 and 20. So like I was just fucking because I thought that was like my job as a girlfriend, you know?
I feel like I haven't. I think it's like once I start getting comfortable with someone, like sexually, that's when something happens. Mm-hmm. And it's like once I start getting comfortable is usually when I'm like literally ready to throw coochie at any time whatsoever. But like sometimes at those points is usually when I start feeling like, I don't know, where like I had a dry spell for a little bit, and now I'm like, okay, this person really doesn't even mind that I'm not even trying to fuck right now. They're not treating me any different. They're not doing any blah, blah, blah. And then they'll say something that's like, oh, you actually were paying attention. You were taking note of it, and it has been bugging you. Yeah. And it's like, it's not a problem that it's been bugging you, but it's just something I've been self-conscious about. And like now it's like you're saying that you have also noticed.
So, with that being said, trying new sex stuff.
Yeah.
33% across both genders suggest that trying new things is a way to kind of break out of the dry spell, break out of whatever like mental block you guys might be experiencing as couples or even as singles. Mm-hmm. But as I was like, doing some more research, I found that going back to the basics might actually be better. Instead of like trying anal for the first time after you spent 3 weeks not wanting to have sex with your partner. Yeah. Maybe it's not the best, but maybe if you remember like the first few months that you were having sex, like what were the fun things that you guys were doing before you had sex or during sex? Yeah. That might like re-spark some of that initial attraction.
I think like that is something that will like actually get me horny, is thinking about like when I met someone and what it was like having sex with them before. I feel like that has definitely been something that has really got me horny and really got me like zoned out. Like I'm like zoned out. What am I thinking about? early sex moments.
Flashbacks
from like who knows when.
Watching porn with partners. It's funny because all these had male, female, hetero, homo like percentages on them, but watching porn with your partner did not have a women or a homo representation.
Yeah, that's so funny. You know, one of my partners keeps saying we should watch porn together, and it's not something we even like end up doing. But I remember her telling me that she was watching porn with a past partner, and she was like, my partner was just making fun of it the whole time. Like, we couldn't even, like, watch it. And I was like, that's even worse. Like, putting on, like, a video that you think is great and then them being like, what the fuck is this?
Yes. Oh, my God. That's kind of like how we got started last night. Like, we had like, a good moment or whatever. And then, like, we had, like, given each other massages. It was really relaxed. And then we were just going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then my partner was like, oh, no, pass me my little vibrator real quick. I'm just going to get this done real quick. So then they were like looking at porn, so I was just laying there and I was watching the porn with them. And I had comments on like all the porn they were watching because we watch really different porn.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, that's scary. What's that?
Oh my God, that's scary.
Why she sounded like that? Oh my God. And he was like, yo, okay. It's a lot. He's getting a lot of commentary from the peanut gallery. Why don't you pull up your own stuff or like maybe just
turn over.
Keep it to yourself. It's hard to match porn energy. Like, it was hard. Like, I'm looking at people, like, do things that I just am not into. Or people that aren't really attractive.
Yeah.
Or, like, like one-note porn. And I'm just like, why are you watching this? Everyone and ask, like, hey, are you liking this?
Like, Nope?
I'm ready for the next one.
Like the movie Nope? But it was a porn? What did you say?
I think I'd be into that. What did you say?
What did you say? I thought you said nope porn.
One note.
One
like,
note porn.
Like, it's just back shots for, like, 2 minutes. And you're like, can we move on?
Yeah. I actually haven't really been watching porn lately either.
I watch Twitter porn a lot. It's cool until you're, like, getting your hair done and you're scrolling on Twitter and then it's just, like, porn. But, like, my partner watches like hetero porn, like lots of like back shots, lots of like dick sucking, things like that. I watch like solo Twitter porn, like the OnlyFans girls masturbating with stuff.
Yeah.
Or like maybe an occasional like 2 girls are together, or maybe like a nigga and a girl. But most of the time it's just solo stuff. So it's like a vast difference. It's never gonna. We don't really cross paths that way. Yeah. Getting drunk with your partner. 35% of hetero relationships said that this is a solid way of getting over a dry spell. 25% of homo or women-loving women relationships. So my suggestion is to plan a fun date, you know? Look up something that interests you both that you've never done before in your city, especially if it's like competition-based. I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
Because competition is sexy. When y'all are like trying to compete with each other, you can make fun bets of like, okay, if I beat you in this arcade game.
Flirty banter also.
Yes, like whoever wins gets to get eaten in the car right now, and then we'll come back in and play another game or something. Or, you know, just like being able to like, trash talk each other and then go home and like take it out on each other. Great time. Recommend. Get drunk with your partner. Let some walls down. Get some nice wine. It really sends your blood straight.
Wine is that coochie juice.
Your pussy.
Yeah, wine equals coochie juice.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's sweet.
Yeah, a sweet red will really do it to you.
Using sex toys, obviously, a way to like incorporate that would be to plan your sexy time. So like put it on the calendar. Be like, Friday night, I'm gonna pull out the doxy, and we're gonna see what this does in all the ways for you. I wanna see you tied up, and then I'm gonna use the womanizer on you, or I'm gonna use this silicone dick on you while you do something else. But like having something on the calendar, on the books, it creates anticipation. You know, so you know while you're at work that day, you're like, shit. When I get home, I'm about to get ate the fuck up. I'm about to get my toy off the charger and really get going.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that one's a good one. And then for singles, it's more mental health stuff. Sorry to say. Check in with yourself. Have you slowed down on dating, and why have you slowed down on dating? Do you only feel comfortable being sexual in committed relationships? And has stress or trauma built up that you need to unpack before you go back out there trying to have casual sex or get in a relationship of any kind to have sex? You know, you got to check in with your mental first. My second tip would be to masturbate, obviously.
Yeah.
Because just
Self-care.
masturbating, self-care. Like, it kind of gets your mind right. It gets you in that flow of, like, feeling sexual every day. If you do masturbate at the end of your day, you know, you can think about those masturbation sessions throughout the day, and that might warm you up a little bit and make you want to have more sex. And then, like we said, focus on self-care and finding non-sexual ways to make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one.
Just like doing things that make you feel good.
Yeah, all around.
Hobbies and things.
Buy a new candle, paint, build some clay pieces. You know, do what makes you fucking happy. That way you're not so depressed. And you're like, oh my God, look at this little incense holder I made. Now fuck me because it just looks so cute. I can't wait to light it up while we fuck. I don't know.
Perfect.
So yeah, that was kind of my suggestions. I hope if you are going through a dry spell that this in some way or form gave you an idea of how to break out of it, if that's what you want to do.
Because you also don't have to, like, end a dry spell either.
No, maybe you just want to be abstinent. Maybe you've got a lot of stuff in your head and you're like, fuck it. You know, this dry spell is turning into a desert. It's never, the rain is never coming back.
If it weren't for Red existing and me, like, accidentally meeting her, I already know for a fact I would not be popping no kind of pussy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Why?
I'm just saying. I don't know.
I don't know. I think, like, just with how I feel and stuff, even I just don't really have the, like, deep desire to. And like I said, like, I have, like, cravings that are either harder to meet or that I cannot meet. So it's like,
it is what it is. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
As always, we have some questions for the gals at the end of the epi. So I wanted to talk to you about your experience with dry spells. Would you say you're currently in one? Of any definition, it's your definition, you know?
I feel like to some degree, yes. Because, like, I don't, you know, I have, like, kinky things I also like to do. I do like to beat up a bitch every now and then. Like, I feel like I'm just not in my, like, self-confident bag as much as I could be, which brings, like, a lot of extra anxiety for me, even, like, wanting to, like, find these things and, like, do these things, like, even ask for these things. So, you know, I feel like that's definitely one thing that's, like, causing my dry spell. And then, I don't know, I'm just, my life isn't where I want it to be, and I'm impatient.
Yeah.
So that is also contributing to my dry spell.
How long has your longest dry spell been? But either now or, like, if you've had a longer one.
You know, in one of my relationships, I think we did have sex for, like, 2 months.
Really?
We'd probably, like, make out a little bit, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go pee.
Did y'all like each other?
Yeah, I like them, yeah.
What do you think was the reason for the dry spell?
I think, like, it was just a lot of stuff going on. Like, I think it was especially me, like, helping them pay rent and things. Yeah. And then me, like, you know, just making sure that they also were, like, good. They were happy. They were feeling good within their mental space and things like that. I think I was getting so caught up in taking care of someone that, like, my libido just, like, went on vacation. And, like, right now, it just, like, is irritating because, like, there will be moments where I feel, like, really horny. But like sometimes those moments are when I'm at work, like working,
Always.
and it's like I can't really,
Oh my God.
can't really do anything with that right
What am I
now.
supposed to do, bitch? By the time 5 o'clock comes around, somebody's already pissed me off.
Somebody's already pissed me off.
Traffic, I gotta fill my
Traffic.
tank up.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's just not. My head hurts.
I want to lay down. I want to put my feet up.
Yeah, like if the moment has passed.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate
That's
that.
why working is a scam.
Truly.
You're,
Fuck Henry Ford.
you're robbing me of my joy and my libido.
Fuck that guy. And then my last question for you is, well, I guess, no, I didn't ask this. How did you work your way out of your dry spell?
Well, my other one, me and my partner just ended up breaking up. So
Okay, before it was really solved.
before it was really solved, yeah.
yeah.
But I don't think I've ever like solved a dry spell with a person. Yeah, and like solving it with myself is like solving a dry spell with myself is more like, I don't know. I think it's more so me like talking to myself, trying to get myself in the right like head space.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's the only way I can think of to like talk my own self out of it, because otherwise it's like we're gonna sit here for a little bit and figure it out, bitch. That's just gonna be that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever, figured it out with a partner. I mean, I think this is the first like real dry spell I would say without reason that I've been in with somebody. And it's probably been like a month and a half. So I don't know how I'm working my way out of it. It's cool that we had like times like last night where we were able to do stuff. But I don't really know what the problem is. I think it's more me. I just think I have a lot of stress right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I work that out with someone who also doesn't really have a high sex drive? So it's like, they don't notice as much as I do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess stay tuned. I hope I can have a lot of really good sex soon. But also, I'm not stressed about it.
I think I want more cravings met, but like, bitch, get in line.
Truly. Isn't that what we all want?
Get in fucking line. Can't have everything. Can't have all the things.
I've been having a lot of sex dreams lately, but like, I don't want sex when I wake up.
Yeah.
I guess it's like my brain. Maybe it's my brain like processing the fact that I don't want sex when I'm awake.
Yeah.
So it's like throwing all the dreams at me.
Yeah.
You know?
I've also been craving like just like not even like sex, but and I feel like I've been saying this for months, but just like making out. Like I just want to make out for like ever. Yeah. I feel like that might work me up a bit.
Definitely. Yeah, a good makeout session. It'll really reset you.
Yeah.
I should have added that on the list. Yeah. But it's like, it's kind of weird. Like, I know we're about to leave, but like makeout sessions, when you're intentional about them, when you're like, let's have a makeout session, it never hits. But it's like when you just start kissing and then you're like, you look at the clock and it's like 15 minutes later and you're like,
I like making out in the car over the armrests.
oh my gosh, you just like your boobs to be shoved right there. It's a little uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
I like making out in the kitchen, against a wall or the fridge.
Yeah.
I like to be standing up.
Or in a corner.
Oof, yeah.
Making out in a corner is nice.
Anyway, yeah, thank you for listening to another episode of The Pleasure Is All Yours.
Yes.
If you're interested in following us, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or whatever the fuck it's called, at allyourpleasures_.
Perfect.
All your is spelled out ALLYOUR. Subscribe to our YouTube. Guys, I want to say this might be the 50th episode. I don't know. It might be the 49th or 50th. But we are approaching our 1-year anniversary this month. So we really appreciate all of you guys that have listened to us over the last 50 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you're just joining the ride, don't get the fuck off, babes, because we've got a lot of great stuff coming, especially in the fall. And we just want you guys to be there.
Yeah.
So subscribe and keep up with us.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say, darling?
Don't feel bad about your dry spell, babes.
It is what it is. Even the wettest of countries.
Yeah. Hey, you better look up that desert river that only has water for like 3 days or something like that, and all the elephants got to come to the watering hole while the well has water or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
I saw it on Planet.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch some nature docs later.
Nature doc is so good, especially those one with that British guy.
Oh, David Attenborough.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he is a national treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, we will see you next time. We love you. Have a great week.
Bye.
Hush, hush, baby.